The second gen Krytac Tridents are in, and they've definitely got a facelift, and we're looking at it in this episode of Airsoftology Reviews. All right, Krytac fans, rejoice, or if you've been holding off and waiting for a Krytac, this is the time to be happy about life because they've released the Krytac Trident lineup, which is their premium line, Mark II rifles. So with the launch of the new Trident series, they've added a few extra bonus features here in the box and also some changes cosmetically, and we're gonna kind of run over those from end to end. I'm also gonna start with what has not changed for those of you who own the first gen. So this is the CRB, and you get three different flavors in the Trident lineup. You do have the CRB, which is their kind of CQB length rifle here, a little shorter, a little CQB-ish. They have the PDW, which is super small. It's a great little pocket pistol. If you guys play a lot of tight indoor games or need a secondary, it's fantastic. And then of course they have the longer SPR, which is ready to knock your opponents down at range. Now there is difference on the FPS on those. We'll cover that when we get to the chrono section. But first we're gonna dive on into those externals. So I'm looking at the CRB right now because all three of them externally with the rails in mind didn't change a bit. So the CRB still has this great, nice mid-length rail. The SPR still has that really long rail. And of course the PDW has the short rail. It's still the same key mod. It's still mil-spec key mod. So you can work with pretty much anything you need. And it's still built great under the Defiance brand. It's the T110 rail system on this one here. So what's different is you get a metal flash hider. This has been the biggest thing I've been bugging Krytac about. They put this fantastic looking flash hider on their guns. It's plastic and it's really tough to actually get painted because it actually recesses inside of this rail here. So you really can't get in there. If you live in an area where you can paint it, you're old enough to allow to do that, you were stuck. Well, now they're including the metal flash hider. So if you live in an area, you can take the plastic off, put the metal one on, you're good to go. Also, you still get, like I said, the great metal out barrel. You still get the metal front and rear sights in the box. You still get this great stock, which is the upgraded stock, different than the Alpha. If you guys are following, there's an Alpha line out. It has a little bit different stock. This one's still the large premium stock that'll hold just about every battery in the business. What is different is the receiver. They have gone and made a lot of changes to set this gun apart, to give it even more detail. I'm gonna tell you, this does look like a very premium gun when you pick it up. When you put it next to any other AEG on the market, it does say, hey, you're spending money on this because it looks so good. You still get that great satiny kind of black finish. I like the texture on it, but all the details they added around the fire selector so you don't bump it, the actual ridges, they're not just form, there's actually function behind them. Around the side over here, around where actually the mag release pops out. The fire selector markings have changed. You get Trident markings here on the upper receiver. I think the Krytac logo, although it looks the same, just seems to pop a little better for me too. It's nice and recessed and deep and looks good. Moving to the trigger, you get the flat trigger with the hook. I love this. Such a cool detail. And the Defiance grip. Oh, and then to round out the receiver, gone is that little trigger guard, that little pin you have to move. This is a one-piece receiver. They've made it. It's all molded together metal. So there's no more little piece here you can break off or have a problem. Not that we had any problems with that before, but now it's all one big piece. They've spared no expense on their upper and lower receiver to give it all these great facelifted details. And of course, being a Krytac, you still get all the great features. You still get that rotary style hop up in here with the markings that click into place. I love that thing. The 4-fin style hop up bucking in there for great BB trajectory. Sling attachment points here in the back, swivel sling here, and a regular sling. So no matter what sling you have, you're good to go. Easy to remove stock with the little fins here. You can pull it and slide it right off if you have to do any work on your gun. And of course, that fuse underneath the buffer tube, just in case you get a little too heavy-handed on those batteries. But don't worry, this thing will take a 20C LiPo like a champ. And to round out what you get in the box before we get to the internals, you do get this high cap magazine and you get a rail segment, one rail segment in there so you can move it anywhere with the key mod. So you're not gonna have to go and spend another 15 or 20 bucks buying a mil-spec key mod segment to put it on your gun. All right, under the hood, everything is still awesome. I mean, why mess with perfection? You still get that great, incredibly robust Krytac mech box, the actual outer shell. You get the 8mm bearing bushings in here. You actually get that super upgraded high torque motor, which is probably one of the best stock motors in the business. 30,000 RPMs there. It is all awesome under the hood. And don't forget, they were the trendsetters when it came to the MOSFET. You're getting that as well. So all in all, nothing's changed under the hood, which is a good thing because pretty much what can you do to upgrade what's already pretty much the best mech box in the industry? Taking these out to the chronos, we're gonna see difference. We're gonna look at all three different ones. So starting with the short, the PDW, start around the 330 range, but moving to this guy right here, you're seeing around those mid 300s, which is perfect for that like CQB intermediate. So you can actually use this outdoors in the field, or you can take it in the CQB range and you should be just fine at any field out there. Then when you move to the SPR, you get that power. You're knocking on the door of 400. You're almost there and you're gonna be able to reach out and touch somebody. But keep in mind, if any of these power levels are a little too low, a little too hard or whatnot, this does have that quick change mech box that Krytac is known for. So you're gonna be able to get in there and make that quick adjustment without having to crack your mech box shell open. So guys, if you've been holding off on a Krytac, been waiting for another reason to pick one up, my reason is that metal flash hider. You don't have to buy it separate anymore. They do have it on for sale on the store. If you guys are wanting to know, you want to pick one of those up, they do have it in their pro shop. You can buy that separate for those of you who picked up the first gen like I did. But definitely check out the Trident MK2 Series and all the great upgrades, including this receiver, all the changes, the flash hider, all the extra stuff you get, and the price has stayed darn near the same. And of course, if you guys are interested, you can pick it up anywhere Krytac products are sold. And if you guys want to learn more, I'll have a link in the description below so you can check it out.
As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're not currently a subscriber, click on the logo on the bottom right or in the description and you'll always be in the know. Plus, if you like what you saw in this video and want to learn more, I've got a link down there as well. And if you haven't had your airsoft fixed just yet, click in the videos on the right or use the info button at the top of the screen for more. And as the saying goes, everyone has an opinion, and I do want to hear yours. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this video, comment, and share.